And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the main story of Final Fantasy XIV's Endwalker expansion. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, we are here in Radz-at-Han at 11:13, and we just finished the dungeon Vanus Bay. And we need to talk to Awan. So the quest is called the Blasphemy Unmasked. Awan's burden is heavy indeed, yet he'd not bear it alone. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can't ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insights as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split up into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alita and I will see to Pax's path. Ankrid and Yustola pray make for Dharma. I leave Arta and Graha and you, Mithrie. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megduta, that we might share what we've learned with the satrap. Cool. Alright. Okay, let's talk to Graha. Shall we be off then? Arthur is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding scales. That seems a good place as any, to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He would be happy to answer our queries. Rahad is now following you. Keep him by your side, basically. Okay. Alright, so let's quickly check the map, because I'm still not 100% with this place. Oh, nice. Expanding House of Splendors. I guess that's a crafting thing for later. Okay, let's sprint a bit. I think I am attuned here, but let me just double check. Yeah, I'm attuned. Ooh, sorry. Maybe I selected a player rather than... Oh, it's still disabled. Okay. I guess I need to do more story. Hopefully it'll get unlocked soon. Usually I just cut from one place to the other in terms of the story, but this town looks very interesting. I wanted to show at least a little bit. Here's Nuhadin. I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panic screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend, and his minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the Marcus. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Okay, so let's go now to the bazaar, which shouldn't be too far away. Yeah, it's not. A sprint. We'll see what we can find. Okay. Alright, let's talk to this person. This, Basra. So, forgive me, but my shop is closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking that. Okay. Right, let's keep going then. Let's see what we can find. I guess the other side of the bazaar. Okay, let's talk to Zaif Nerd. It's something that... Sorry, it's something the matter, traveller. If you're lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost. We are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave, and then it was gone as quickly as it came. Cool. Alright, let's talk to the next person. So, Sisters have mercy, what's happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First, I heard the screams, then I heard a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a Marid, throwing people about like rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder. More voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. That's enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is most we can expect for the people here to tell us. I think it's best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Okay. So, let's keep going then. Let's see where he's leading us to next. Okay, here. Okay, let's talk to him. So, judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aphrodite Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that Mayhain can surely tell us more. Alright. So we have to go around there. Let's see. Like I said, it's a very interesting looking town. It's very colourful. I'm not even attuned to all the Aphrodite shards in this town. Okay, let's talk to this person. So, going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body burst apart, and there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, and then the black mist comes again, until the change takes them too. The stuff with nightmares, I tell you. A nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I am a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Mithrie, the barmaid, chatting with them, though. You might know something. Okay. Oh, pardon me. I was just... anyway, take a seat whenever you like. Open for business as per usual. Okay, so I guess she doesn't have anything to tell me just yet. Let's talk to this person. So even after repairing all the damage, it will take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the Blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter at Mithrie, poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall, it sends shiver up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got his claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Mithrie, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to turn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Interesting. Let's hope they don't take too long with the investigation, you know. Time is of the essence. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Merid's Mayhain. What can we get you? We have come not for libations, but rather for information. You are Mithrie, right? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the Satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in exports of Favnarian specialities. I feel like I've heard that name before. Where have I heard that name before? Yeah, exactly. It's through him we met Matsya. Definitely rings a bell. Come to think of it, didn't you meet Kalzal when you first came to Favnir? If I recall correctly, he ran a trading operation in Yadolmad. It was through him that the Scions were acquainted with the fisherman Matsya. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Right times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as they discussed matters further, Calzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Calzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you? Calzal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they are too lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I could direct you to them, if you believe it would help. What do you say? Cool. Alright. Okay, the next quest is called Amidst the Apocalypse. So, Mithrie has information that should serve you well. Calzal made his home in Karma, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Calzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Karma, the name is new to me. How did we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. Right, he is now accompanying you. Yeah, okay, so he's following me again. Right, where do I need to go? All the way over there, so this is actually quite a run. So, let's go there. Okay, so we got to one of these conversation points. So let's see what he says. Ask for directions. Let's see. After leaving the Mayhain, we're to retrace our steps and head backwards towards the Aetheryte Plaza. Alright. Well, let's go. Okay. That's for directions again. From here, we ascend the stairs. Up these stairs. Alright, let's go. Okay, we're at the next point. Ah, this must be Huge, in which case we should take the path leading southeast. In southeast, that away. Okay, let's go. We can see the next point just there. Still need to learn my way around this town. Talk to him again. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Karma before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope that we explore rather than our leisure once this crisis has passed. Yeah, I do agree. The question is, how long will it take to pass? Alright. The next place. It's Karma. Alright. Talk to him again. So then, this must be Karma. We arrived at last. Let's begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us about Calzal. Given recent events, imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Okay. Is it going to be one of those talk to the door situations? Okay. If we're going to tune to the Aetheryte, yeah, we can. Okay. Go in here. Okay, let's talk to this person. So, could you come back another time? I just woke up, and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Vanir. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask us a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Calzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Calzal? Ah, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he had managed to turn things around, thanks to a generous order from Ray Vader Fibers, while he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Danjibaha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Danjibaha Rayvidya Fibers. Let's make a point to visit him after we've spoken to the other locals. Okay. Let's see if we can find any other doors. No, that's an invisible wall. That's a door there. Door there. Let's talk to Matty. So Kazal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there ever was a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return. He spent his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, what with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn until dusk the other day. No doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. At night, I heard the door open. I looked out to see Calzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kazal, cordial and honest like always. These questions you are asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about the bizarre going-ons. Rest assured the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. Alright. Okay, so where are we going next? Okay, we have to go all the way over there. So, once we get there, we'll continue. Okay, so there's another talking point here. Discuss a way. If I'm not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. Cool. It is quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and the stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Amarok. Perhaps the ancient believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet, those self-same horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets the heavens aflame, turns ordinary men into beasts? Cool. Yeah, who knows? Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so we're at the next location. Discuss the fibers. So they're farming silkworms. That must be Ravida's fibers. Where should we find Digimidjabadja? So, yeah, shall we just jump in? Or shall we take the stairs, I guess? Let's take the stairs. For the sake of Mithrie's knees, you know what I mean? Okay. There is Dejin Baha. And hurry, I say, there's no time to waste. Reminds me of the Bard artifact set. Pardon me, but you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. Okay. I guess we have to go in here. Let's talk to Kamala. There she is. This area is for employees only. Ow, ow. What's that? You've come to help? Oh, praise be to Mindurava. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On our way here, you passed 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry a small crate to Nahbril Brief. I can't even be bothered. By the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for... and that massive crate there goes to... by the middle storehouse. Watch your bag with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. You have limited time to complete the task. Oh, okay. Let me take my sweet time then. I get annoyed when they have names that just are really weird to pronounce. Fred, is it? Then you've come to the right place. We thank you for your aid. Okay. I mean, it's a few meters. Couldn't they come here and just pick it up? If you have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like, pray bring them here to our primary storehouse. A crate full of clothing, is it? I can take that off your hands. Many thanks for the delivery. Okay. A weighty crate. Oh, now she's gonna lift this. This must be funny looking with Lalafells. I say, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? A good thing that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. A crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that away for you. Alright. Let's talk to Kamala again. You carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say? And so quickly, too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Dijan Baha and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. Alright. Unless I ask, have you? Kamal is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You have done us a great favor, traveler. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that you've established... that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, and one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony and such terror, and in the next instant he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry, there was something you wanted to ask? Indeed. You knew the merchant Calzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Calzal? I knew him well. We've arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, and so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said that he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair? You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem that the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Calzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. Cool. Alright, so the next quest is called Beyond the Depths of Despair. Sagrahatir is eager to share all you have learned with your companions. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they'll have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared thorough tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you're ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed, I thank you for your concern and pray you to take care as well. Cool. So now let's go to Y'shtola. He's close by. There she is.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
So the merchant Karzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen, but there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karzal's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast.
Yep, it's like anyone can be an agent in the Matrix.
Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the satrap! The satrap!
Thank the heavens.
Imp just walks like
My
that.
countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share...
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
You are?
I'm Mithrie of Akyali, a humble fisherman.
Ah,
I remember you from our first visit. Wait, you're... But no, That can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Balaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy! Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, sink their fangs into him? The fangs! The screams!
Get away from her, now!
Oh, the key word here seems to be despair.
Damn it! We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run as fast as you can! Ah! 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 No! Ah! Ah!
If there's despair, they all turn into monsters. Oh, really?
Vitra, our people, you must save them. My son,
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must.
Going to be convinced very quickly, even though his son was just murdered.
Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palaka's stand at once! Matya, show my friends to the village! I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest!
Right!
Go with them, will you? We will save these people. As many as we can.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, I'll talk to Alpha Node. So we must save Palaka's stand, whatever it takes. Let's see how. It pains me to put you into harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course, Palaka's stand is not far, just down the hill. But as I told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Mithrie, ask that you take the lead and dispatch any beasts you encounter. Alisa and I will keep Massia hidden amidst the trees. Follow when the path is clear. There's no telling what dangers await us. Keep your eyes peeled. So, yeah. So, you Mithrie, you do all the work. And, we'll say thank you. Okay, so it's not too far. Okay, fight is here. So let's summon my Chocobo. Okay. Let's get it. Done. We're now in the second half of Pavnir that we weren't able to get to before. Why I enjoy playing Paladin. Two mobs hitting me constantly and not even a scratch on me. Oh, actually a Lord Hunt right there. Hello. Okay, so I'm nearly there. And maybe I can attune to the safe right while I'm here. There's been a lot more traveling in this episode than usual. Okay. Let's talk to Alice. It cannot be. We must heal those we can, and quickly. I see no beasts, but stay on our guard. Or on your guard, sorry. Alright. Well, let's attune to the safe right while we're here, and then we'll talk to the people that need help. Right, done. So, though the villager's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening, he does not respond to your efforts. His breathing grows more ragged and shallow, and his vacant eyes are those of a man who has lost the will to live. Even if I wake, the nightmare goes on. No, leave me to sleep. You call out, but the man does not respond. Uh-oh. Well, that was a fail. Anyone in here? You? Are they behind here? Maybe at the other side of this building. So, have you come to help us? Too late. My family, my friends. Okay, let's see what we need to do next. Ah, there's two of them over there. So the cooling body has already begun to stiffen. Massive wounds suggest the villager was gored by a terrible beast. So the villager has no pulse, nor do they appear to be breathing. Oh, rip. Okay, let's talk to Alpha Node. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope others managed to flee, but if the rest have been turned to beasts by the 12, let us do what we can to see the damage spread no further, and no matter what comes, we must keep our spirits high, lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. Oh, alright, so I think that's a good time to end the episode. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.